What's going on, people, and welcome to my match recap and player ratings from yesterday's game. Manchester United 0, Watford 0. Yes, they might be a relegation fighting team at the moment, but they've beat us this season and they've drawn with us. We haven't got anything over on them, so the arrogance needs to stop. We should have won the game, but we didn't because we were so wasteful we couldn't finish our dinner. I thought Ronaldo was terrible. I thought Bruno was terrible. And I also thought people saying Ranić can't go on and score the goals for him and stuff, but look, I was quite happy yesterday with the lineup he put out. I don't think Telles should have gone off though, and Sancho I think should have come on a bit earlier than he did, and I thought he was average when he came on, and I wouldn't have brung Rashford on, so I was happy with the starting lineup for the most part, but I think the subs he could have done better with. But we should have won the game even before the subs happened, so I don't think it's all on Ranić, but we have to be winning that game, and the rating I've give Ranić for yesterday is a bit low because of that reason. Like, it's a point, but we need to be beating them teams. So I'll get to the player ratings in a minute, but as I said, countless chances, wasteful beyond measure, and it's embarrassing. Like, it seemed like there was a force field around the Watford goal yesterday, and the ball just wouldn't go in. I thought Foster made a very good save at one point with Bruno, but I feel like Bruno has to score that. And they didn't really trouble our goal either. So it's frustrating because defensively I thought we was very good, but the attack let us down. I thought Matic was good. I'll get into my player ratings in a minute, as I said. Matic actually played the whole game, or pretty much most of it. Rashford come on near the end for him, but we got more minutes out of him than we was probably expecting, and I think he got man of the match as well. He wasn't my man of the match, but he was in contention for it. But that's a problem in itself, because if he's our best midfielder, he's not going to be able to consistently do that because of how old he is. And he's going to pick up injuries probably, and he's got another year, I think, on his contract left, and I think it's too much. There's too much football in short periods of time for him to be playing all the time when he's our best midfielder, and that's a problem. Very wasteful yesterday. It was an opportunity to get that fourth place sealed pretty much, or get closer to sealing it, and we messed it up. And this is why I don't like the arrogance from our fans before the games, saying that they're crap, and we should have won, but we didn't. So we can't be saying that they're crap because they've got a point from it, and they beat us earlier in the season. So the arrogance needs to stop. People say we're Manchester United. Yeah, we are, but we're not the Man United we used to be. And people need to come to terms with that because we're living in the past and we're nowhere near what we was. So we can't act like we used to act when we were actually backing it up because it doesn't make sense. I mean, and the team aren't the same. So player ratings, David De Gea, I'd give him an average. Didn't have anything to do really. Very quiet. One of his most quiet games of the season, if not the quietest. So average. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, don't understand why Dalot didn't play again, but I do think Aaron Wan-Bissaka had an above-average game. I'd give him a 6. Defensively was solid. Going forward, he tried, but lacks a lot going forward, and Dalot shows up for me in that aspect. So I think it's harsh on Dalot that he's out of the team, but I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka was above average slightly. I'd give him a 6. Lindelof and Varane, I'd give them both an average, because they didn't get tested enough to have a above average game for me. People can say that it was 6s or 7s for them, or 7s or 8s, but you have to be more involved in the game for me to be giving you them higher ratings because you're not getting tested a lot. So for me, they both had quiet games similar to De Gea. I'd give them both a 5. Telles was my man of the match. I'd give him a 6. He put numerous good crosses into the box, one which Ronaldo scored, which was offside, but his delivery was brilliant, I thought, and he was my man of the match. I thought his crossing was excellent. He got forward well, and defensively he was solid too. So Telles would be a 6. Fred, I thought, was quiet at times, but I think we got away with it yesterday because they wasn't troubling us enough, even in the midfield, and I think Fred just sort of coasted through the game, so I'd give him a 5. Matic, 6, arguably man of the match. He ran that centre of defensive midfield role very well, controlled the midfield, and yeah, he was the best midfielder from both sides. So Matic gets a 6. Elanga, a 4. He did show positive glimpses, but I do think he drifted out of the game quite a lot, and he missed a sitter that he has to score for me. Didn't even get it on target. So for me, I couldn't give him an average or above because he should score. and I think he drifted through the game as well. So 4 for Elanga. Bruno, look, he could have had a hat-trick, the amount of chances he had. That one-on-one with Foster, he should score. The header that Ronaldo crosses in for him, he has to at least get it on target, and he's not even under pressure when he heads it, and it goes miles wide. And there was another one I can't remember off the top of my head now, but he should have had a hat-trick. And oh yeah, it was the ball where Pogba crossed it in over the top, and he sort of left the floor with both his feet and tried to like volley it almost, but got it completely wrong. Just wasteful, as I said. The chances were there yesterday for him and Ronaldo, and they both just crumbled. So Bruno gets a 3. Pogba, I'd give him a 4. He should have got an assist for that Bruno chance I was just talking about. But other than that, I think he was quiet again. Didn't step up to the plate against a smaller side. And it was disappointing because people like him should be running them games. And Matic was running it, but Pogba wasn't. It's not good enough. And for me, he went missing. So I'd give him a 4. Ronaldo, I actually thought... Look, a lot of people were giving it to Bruno yesterday for worst player. And I can see that. But I'd actually give it to Ronaldo. He misses the chance where I think it was Aaron Wan-Bissaka crosses it in. He takes a touch and he hits the post. That's a little bit unlucky, I suppose, but he should be scoring, I still think. Later on, Bruno puts him through, which is basically a tap-in. And there's a few bodies around the goal, but someone of Ronaldo's quality, you expect him to score. And he almost hits it on his heel, where he just miskicks it. Timed his run superbly and knew where he needed to put his run. And the ball got delivered exactly to that spot, but he got the connection wrong on it. And like I said, it almost hit his heel and it just span out. And you expect better from him from that. There was a few headers here and there as well. And I just thought he was really poor. Probably the worst game I've seen from him. And with the amount of chances he had yesterday. So for me, I actually thought Ronaldo was worse than Bruno. There wasn't a lot in it, but I do think Ronaldo was worse. I thought he was the worst player on the pitch yesterday. But people won't do that because it's Ronaldo. But I don't care if you're Messi. I don't care if you're Maradona. Rest in peace. I don't care who you are. If you're playing shit, you're playing shit. And Ronaldo yesterday was the worst on the pitch for me. Because he had the service yesterday. There's no excuse of he didn't have service yesterday. Because it was there for everyone to see. And I think him and Bruno have a lot to answer for. But especially Ronaldo. Because you know he should be scoring them chances. With Bruno... You know he should as well, but you can give him a little bit more leeway sometimes because Ronaldo's done it for so many years now when we've been witness to that. And he's more of an attacker than Bruno. So I expect more from Ronaldo, but I do think he was the worst player on the pitch yesterday. And you're going to get called out for it. So 2 for Ronaldo. I think that's the lowest I've given him since he came back to the club. But I'll call what I'll see. And I thought he was shit. So 2 for Ronaldo. The subs... Luke Shaw, Sancho and Rashford. As I said, I don't think Telles should have been took off. Shaw come on and he put one good ball into the box, which Aaron Wan-Bissaka headed over. But other than that, his delivery was poor. I thought he did okay when he came on, but you could maybe give him below average. I'd give him an average of a 5. Sancho, I'd give him a 5, and Rashford, I'd give a 5 as well. All average, didn't really affect the game when they came on. Sancho had a shot near the end of the game, which curled. Just high and wide, but slightly over the bar. But he tried to make things happen, Sancho, when he came on, but it was sort of sideways movement and not beating your man, which we've seen him do. So I thought they were all average, the subs. And as I said, I don't think Ranić got the subs right, to be honest. As for Ranić, I was happy with the lineup he started with, apart from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And I thought it was a little bit harsh that Sancho didn't start. But I was glad to see Rashford out of the starting lineup. I was glad to see Maguire out of the starting lineup. But it didn't work, obviously. It feels like a loss. I know we got a point, but we should be beating these teams. And the subs didn't work for me. And the style of play is just... We created a lot of chances yesterday. And I do think we were the better team, but we can't say we deserve to win when we don't take our chances. So for me, I can't give Ranić a high score. I can't give him an average because, to be honest, an average should be winning that game for me. Not a draw. So for me, Ranić, I would give him a 3 because we have to be winning them games at this time of the season. But not just at this time of the season, but throughout the season if we want to compete with City, Chelsea and Liverpool. It's as simple as that. And we got a tough few games coming up. I believe we goes to Etihad next. I think we've got Tottenham and then we've got Liverpool. It's not going to be easy. we're probably going to get embarrassed. And I don't really fancy us to win any of these games. Look, we probably will, at least one of the three, but it's not going to be convincing, is it? We know it won't be. And I think it's a huge problem in this team and how the club's run. And just not good enough yesterday. And fair play to Watford. I'm glad that Hodgson got a point, because he's a historical figure in football. And he's got a good record at Old Trafford. They was on about it when he was at Palace, and they're one of our bogey teams for a few years now, Palace. So fair play to them. We should have won, but we didn't take our chances, and we couldn't finish our dinner. Man of the match, Alex Telles for me. As I said, I thought his delivery was quality, and I thought his overall game was good. Shouldn't have been took off for me. Ranick's coming out in a post-match after saying we should have took our chances, we created a lot, and yeah, I know we created a lot, but we didn't take our chances, did we? So we got to stop giving ourselves credit for creating all these chances when we don't take them. As I said, the next 3 fixtures are massive, and we need to get something from them. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the game yesterday and how your teams did as well. And I'll be back soon.